When you can't make it to City Hall or the school board meetings, local journalists from Duluth News-Tribune will be there to report the facts and get your questions answered. Local news works for you. Stay up to date at DuluthNewsTribune.com.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Thursday, July 18th. I'm Wyatt Buckner, the Duluth News-Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union's services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Starting things off, let's go to business reporter Brielle Bredsten with this week's Business Beat.
True North Goodwill and SOAR merge. Earlier this month, True North Goodwill and SOAR Career Solutions announced the organizations would officially join forces as one to broaden its resources to better meet the workforce needs of the community. SOAR is a nonprofit which provides employment and re-entry services to support low-income individuals to address physical, emotional, and psychological barriers that keep them from securing and maintaining sustainable employment. Duluth-based True North is a nonprofit that provides training, jobs, and support services for people with barriers to employment in northern Minnesota and Wisconsin through sales of donated clothing and household items. Grand Casino ups its game. Mille Lacs Corporate Ventures celebrated the grand opening of hotels at Grand Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley on Monday, July 15th. During the 9-month renovation completed by PCL Construction, over 1,100 hotel rooms and suites were upgraded with modern designs, amenities, and accommodations. Artwork crafted by 14 commissioned Indigenous artists were incorporated, as well as new bedding, entertainment systems, steam showers, and saunas. The lobbies have also been renovated, and new suite themes were added, including English pub, Scandinavian spa, and speakeasy concepts. 4. Practice your swing because the Duluth Area Chamber of Commerce's 55th Annual Golf Classic event is Monday, July 22nd at Ridgeview Country Club. Over 300 attendees are anticipated to partake in the largest business-to-business golf event in the Northland. Registration is limited and the cost is $225 per golfer. That includes the greens fee, breakfast, lunch, appetizers, 1 drink ticket, and some swag. The after party begins for golfers and non-golfers from 3 to 7 p.m. I'm Brielle Bredsten. Send me some more business tips at bbredsten@duluthnews.com.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. An estimated 1 million gallons of coal ash wastewater spilled at Minnesota Power's Boswell Energy Center near Cohasset, quote, with an unknown amount reaching Blackwater Lake, end quote, the Duluth-based power company said Tuesday. Minnesota Power spokesperson Amy Rutledge said in a statement Tuesday evening that a leak was detected Tuesday in a pipe that brings wastewater from an inactive coal combustion residual, or coal ash, pond to the coal-fired power plant for use as process water. According to the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, Blackwater Lake is a 674-acre impoundment and, quote, essentially a flooded river channel, end quote, on the Mississippi River adjacent to Boswell. Rutledge said the company was, quote, actively monitoring potential impacts to the surface water and wildlife, end quote. Coal ash is the byproduct of burning coal and is often stored in basins or ponds near power plants. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, coal ash contains mercury, arsenic, and cadmium, among other pollutants, that can contaminate water and air if not properly managed. Minnesota Pollution Control Agency spokesperson Andrea Carnoyer said the leak was discovered at 11:15 a.m. Tuesday, but the spill was no longer active. It was reported to the Minnesota duty officer at 11:30 a.m. Rutledge said the company reported the leak to the MPCA and National Response Center and would work with the agencies to determine the cause of the leak and its effects. Iron ore miner and steelmaker Cleveland Cliffs announced Monday it was purchasing Canadian steelmaker Stelco for $2.8 billion, a deal that could complicate an existing arrangement that would see Stelco take an ownership stake in Minnesota's largest iron ore mine from Cliffs' rival. In April 2020, U.S. Steel announced it had granted Stelco the option to buy a 25% stake in its Mintac taconite mine and pellet processing plant in Mountain Iron by 2027, after which the two companies would operate the facility under a joint venture. Stelco completed the first phase by paying U.S. Steel $100 million throughout 2020 to obtain the 25% ownership stake in Mintac. Stelco would need to pay another $500 million by the end of January 2027. In a call with investors Monday announcing the deal to purchase Stelco, Cliffs president and CEO Lorenzo Gonçalves said Stelco's option for Mintac, quote, has value and it was part of the package that we acquired. Going forward as we close the deal, we will have that optionality, end quote. However, the option agreement allows U.S. Steel to terminate the deal with Stelco. A spokesperson for U.S. Steel did not respond to the News Tribune's request for comment Tuesday on the future of the option agreement for Mintac now that Cliffs is seeking to buy Stelco. In its annual report filed in February 2024, U.S. Steel warned that the failure to complete the option with Stelco could mean a drop in demand for its iron ore. Mintac can produce approximately 16 million tons of pellets per year and employs about 1,500 workers. At the same time the option agreement for Mintac was announced in 2020, Stelco also said it extended an agreement to purchase 100% of pellets needed to feed its Lake Erie Works steel mill in Nantucket, Ontario from U.S. Steel. The agreement lasts through January 2028. U.S. Steel and Cliffs have spent much of the last year at odds after Cliffs initiated what U.S. Steel CEO Dave Burt has called a hostile takeover attempt. U.S. Steel rejected Cliffs' $7.3 billion, or $35 per share, offer in August 2022. In December, U.S. Steel instead sided with Japan's Nippon Steel, which offered to buy the company in a deal worth $14.9 billion. In doing so, U.S. Steel also rejected Cliffs' sweetened offer of $54 per share in December over antitrust concerns, picking Nippon's $55 per share offer instead. But the U.S. Steel-Nippon deal faces opposition from the United Steelworkers Union, President Joe Biden, and former President Donald Trump. The U.S. Department of Justice launched an antitrust investigation into the deal in April. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought to the News Tribune's Northlandia podcast.
Happy Thursday, here's the forecast for the Duluth area. A beautiful Thursday is in store for the region as high pressure keeps us dry and quiet. A few fair weather clouds are possible, but otherwise we don't look too shabby out there today as we reach afternoon highs in the upper 70s. We stay quiet tonight into Friday with a few showers or rumbles of thunder possible starting later in the day. Those isolated to scattered rain and thunder chances continue through the weekend then as well, though no heavy weather is expected. Otherwise, highs hold in the upper 70s to lower 80s into next week. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Robert Daly.
Thank you to the Northlandia podcast for their support. The bi-weekly podcast explores curious and unique stories here in the Northland. The latest episode explores the stone fortress of Douglas County currently for sale. You can find that episode and others at DuluthNewstribune.com or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Brielle Bredsten and Jimmy Lovren. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.